So the Florida frag swap was a pretty good success. Left with quite a bit of stuff here. But this is what I'm excited about. Possibly the world's smallest reef tank. Let's get it set up. Okay, so this literally already comes pre-assembled. You have your little sump, your display. There's an LED light that's made for, I guess, you know, that will grow corals or mushies. We'll see how well that works. Let's take it apart. You might ask, why is the sump so big? No, the betta fish is not going in there. This has, I don't know what this is for. Maybe to clean it? I don't know. But there is another light here, and then one of these guys, and then there's a little heater. So it does give you a plug for your lights, and I'm guessing the way that it works is the pump will get plugged into here where it says out, because this is a light. So I'm guessing the pump is going to get here where it says out. I'll probably just do 2 splitters because I don't like having cables going up and down like that. And then this will be for the actual little pump unit. So let's try it out. It's actually pretty damn bright. The only thing is that if I put this on a timer to turn off and then I do it to turn back on, it's at the lowest setting. But you know, maybe for mushies that might be okay. I guess we'll experiment with that and find out. All right, so I got that set up, and yeah, I had water that was pouring in, and then the sand just went boop, all in one shot. So I gotta clean that up real quick, but now let's put some rocks in here, and then we'll finish the rest of the water. This light doesn't really work too well, because if I put it on a timer, it goes down to the lowest possible setting. So we're gonna open this up, which you already see there, and we're gonna modify this a little bit. Essentially, this is a 5-volt light that only runs at 3 volts, and 3 volts is pretty darn bright. Technically 2.89. When you push this button, this goes down to 2.7 and then like 2.3. So we're going to put a 5-volt, or excuse me, I think this is a 3-volt. I don't even know anymore. We're gonna do a 3-volt power adapter. No, 5-volt. Ha, just kidding. So 5-volt, and then we're going to do a PWM, pulse width modulation potentiometer. Pop. And we're gonna make this dimmable, so I can put this on its own little timer there, and then the USB will still keep these things charged but will not affect the light, or keep these ports active, excuse me, but will not affect the light. In reality, I don't want to do that anyways. I don't really want to have USB cables going in here, so we're just gonna make this look nice and pretty. So as you can see, it's a 2.34 volts, and then hold on, I can like this, but as we bring up the power up here, it'll go to 2.9. We can see that the blue is negative and the red is positive. So let's open her up. So essentially it would go here, the DC to DC buck converter. These would be pretty much stretched out to go here, and it would come out here. This is the positive negative from the USB, so it would basically just go out to here, so you could still use the USB ports. Got this plugged in. There it is off. Now, this PNW pot, which stands for pulse width modulation. Oh, look at that. So now we can adjust the sensitivity however we like it. And then we'll just put it on a standard dimmer. Now, there are dimmers or relays, excuse me, that I could put in here that are Google Home Control, and I consider that. But the problem is that they would still need buttons, and there's a display screen, and I don't want to sit there and drill holes through there. So a standard old school dimmer will work just fine. But rest assured, if I wanted to make this thing Google Home compatible, oh, I could totally cram that thing in there. Sadly, unless I cut into the space for the board, which I didn't want to do, it's going to be sticking up like this. So I think we're going to leave it like that. And then we're just going to add just a little bit of resin just to close that up. And it won't look too bad. We're just going to kind of shape it so it just looks like there's a slant. And there it is there. One quick thing that I noted is that the LEDs, the UV ones, which are the dead center ones right there, are not the brightest if I kick this all the way up. So at 4 volts, that seemed to have done pretty well. You can also see that I nailed this to the wall, just makes it a little bit easier to modify or clean up the tank if I needed to. There is the little heater that it comes with attached to an Inkbird controller. There's some of the original rock, and I also put some of my aquachar that I've had there for quite some time because it's seeded with lots of beneficial bacteria. So there it is. And you can see there's a couple mushies growing, and it's doing pretty well. And I was curious how well this light works. After talking with the people over at PNW, they can actually grow sticks with this light, which was impressive. You ask them, they'll actually show you the photos of it. So it's pretty cool that it'll grow SPS, but that's not what I want. I just want some mushies and my sexy shrimp. So hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, etc., leave them down below. Have a great night, and God bless.